wonder why me laugh and drink and say there was something, but you say there was nothing, but you say it with a smile. Whoa.
Hey everybody, welcome to the fifth quarter fantasy cast. It's your boy Coach Veee, and today is going to be quick and dirty because we are going to do a best ball draft, just you and me and Underdog Fantasy. And don't forget, when you're doing your own best ball drafts, to use our code fifth quarter fantasy cast. And when you're signing up for your best ball drafts, because I know you're doing that, I know you're doing best ball because it's fun, it's awesome. When you're signing up for your best ball drafts, use code fifth quarter fantasy at Underdog, and they're going to match your deposit up to $100. So that's $100 free for you to go and spend responsibly, not on anything responsible like gadgets and toys and widgets and gambling. But either way, so let's hop into this best ball draft. We're going to pop into Underdog. What we're doing is we're doing a weekly winners draft. So we're gonna hang around and we're gonna draft together for the first 10 rounds, and then I'm gonna pop off here, exit out, and then we're going to draft. I'm gonna finish that draft on my own. So, but valuations. We've had some preseason under our belt, so let's see how that changes, how people value things. This isn't a super flex league. This is just a nice basic league. So we're talking one quarterback, two running backs, two wide receivers, flex, defense, kicker, and all that good stuff. So pretty standard draft here. And we're just going to kind of see how it plays out for 10 rounds. And maybe it'll help you as you're doing your evaluation. So let's pop over to the Underdog and let's check out what's going on. So we're still trying to populate this draft here. And we got about 7 people left. And so I didn't anticipate us not filling the draft, but I guess that's possible. People have lives on Sunday afternoons, and I'm one of those people who has a life, but also I have a life for fantasy because football's coming, and this is what makes it the most exciting time of year is the lead up to fantasy football season. So we got 4 people left, and so we're gonna try to fill this joker up. Hey, if any of y'all, remember, want to pop in on Underdog. And if you're doing best ball drafts, let us know. Let us know in the comments how best ball's working out for you. What's going on? Do you like best ball? Have you never done it before? For those of you who've never done best ball before, I know I was only exposed to it maybe 2-3 years ago. But best ball is really fun just because it's like a golf scramble where you and your squad gets together and you all 4 hit shots, and then you take the best of those shots. It's like that, but with fantasy. So you fill up your squad, and then the best scorers at each position throughout the week, from week in and week out, those are the people who score for you in that position. So that angst of, oh, should I start him? Should I sit him? They got a bad matchup this week. All that kind of stuff is out the window. Also, boom bust players, those big time players, think like, not necessarily as much last year, but think like the Gabe Davis type who could go off. Those big, long receiver types who are going to go off, or even those kind of wild rookie quarterbacks that we have this year who are going to certainly have like super down weeks, but are also going to have just crazy high weeks. Think Anthony Richardson. He's going to have some explosive weeks this week. And this upcoming season, those people are all in at play because we're not so much worried about the down weeks because we're only going to score on the top weeks. So my strategy, at least this time, is when I'm doing my best balls this time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a lot of boom guys. In some of my other best balls, I have more exposure to more steady hands, more predictable people that we want for just a traditional season long. But I think what I'm going to focus on here is I'm going to focus on big play guys, guys with a lot of upside, but guys who could certainly like get hurt or score a 0 for you, and let's kind of see how that plays out. So we're waiting on 2 more people, 1 more person to fill this draft, and so this has got 18 rounds to it. So you and I are going to be together for 10 of the 18 rounds, and then only 30-second pick. So this should roll pretty fast, and then we're going to hop to it. All right, so best ball is about to begin. I'm about to get my picking spot, and so lucky me, I am the 1.1. So the draft starts in 50 seconds. And so I'm the 1.1. what are you going to do with the very first pick? So we're talking first pick and then double picks at the end / beginning of each round. I'm probably just going to keep it simple here, and go Justin Jefferson. Maybe I'll get a little weird later on. Like I said, I want to go for big guys. Jefferson is just like a big play every week guy. So he's really the best for any type of fantasy situation you're in. Even if you were in a super flex leagues and quarterbacks are flying off the board, Justin Jefferson first round is way cool. Okay, so definitely going to take JJ first pick, and then we'll see what happens when we come back around. We'll see what's there, but I'm definitely looking for boom play potential. All right, here we go. It's time, and they're all going to love me because I am quick with the draft. JJ, that's my boy. All right, let's see how this thing breaks down. So hopefully, it took a minute to fill up. So hopefully we don't have just like really sad, slow pickers. And so traditional JJ and Jamar coming off the board 1-2. And so who's going to be there at the back end? So now we're getting into our RBs. McCaffrey and Hill are off the board. I really hate picking number one, honestly. I think it's just that like awesome feeling of the first pick. But man, if you know your stuff, you really don't give a rip where you pick, and I feel like, I might have a little bit above average knowledge and, watch me fall on my face and take some awful picks in this thing that you begin to question my knowledge. But I feel like I have like above average knowledge. I follow the sport. And so I'm not too worried about picking first or picking last. Give me whatever pick. But first is tough just because you got to see so many awesome, talented guys come off the board here. And so I think that guy got auto picked and got Kelsey, which is fine. But so Cooper Kupp, Bijan, AJ Brown. What's happening next? So we're almost through. So this is a 12 picks. Yeah, this is going to be 12 picks. So this is a 12 team situation. But so we're almost through the first round here, and we haven't had that big quarterback come off yet. So there goes Eckler. And so it's interesting because, I've been seeing a lot of quarterbacks come off early. So we haven't seen that Mahomes play or anything like that yet. So I'm curious what's going on here. So Eckler is off the board. And so we're looking at, having lost Bijan and CMC and Eckler, those true top tier guys for running back are off the board. And so what are we going to do now? So there goes St. Brown. And so this will be interesting. I don't think I've picked number one in any of my best balls so far this year, and definitely haven't picked number one in any of my other fantasy leagues this year. So we'll see how this plays out when I get to the back end. So it's a long way to go. It's almost like picking first is like Christmas. It's just all at once. And then by the end of the day, Christmas Day, you're just like, man, this sucks. So it's kind of like that. It's like, yay, pick. Okay, let me go make a sandwich or something, because I'm realizing how awful this is. And maybe it's just the fact that when you're on camera and you're having to talk and fill space, it makes it feel even more awful. So there goes Eckler, St. Brown, Diggs, and Chubb. I like Chubb there at the back end of the first round. Some people may say that was a little early for Chubb, but I'm not doubting that. I think he's a quality guy. But still, no quarterbacks yet. So I'm interested. There goes Tony Pollard. First pick in the second round. I like that, but I don't know if everyone watching or listening right now would agree with that. I like that pick. I think he's a true number one. Everyone's having hopefully watched a little bit of preseason, and not some of these guys haven't even played in the first preseason game, sitting out. We didn't get to see Bijan at all, which is fine. That's just like par for the course, especially that the NFL season is extra game long. So there goes CD off the board. So we're talking top tier running backs. So Saquon, Henry, Taylor. Taylor's still out there. But if I'm playing true to my strategy and I'm talking big play, boom bust kind of guy, then Taylor would be a guy there. So Wilson and Barkley, there's our first quarterback. So Hurts, 5th pick of the 2nd round, Jalen Hurts comes off the board. Let's see if that starts any kind of a trend at all. Obviously, anyone who gets auto-picked right here is going to end up with quarterbacks due to the ADP. But I'm not necessarily thinking quarterback here. I'm thinking I just want some more big play wide receiver talent. So I mean, Calvin Ridley's there. Maybe I'd be considering some Calvin Ridley. So if this guy waits any longer, he's going to end up with a quarterback, and maybe that's okay with him. All right, so there goes Waddle. I was kind of liking some Waddle, but that's okay. That's all right. Lots of options here. I don't want any T. Higgins action. I believe T. Higgins is just super inflated. That's a super inflated price. 2nd round for T. Higgins. I'm not touching that with 10-foot pole. And so I don't know if I'll hit Ridley here. But I mean, I pretty much, once it's me, I can have who I want because we're back to back. And so here comes a quarterback. So I'm pretty sure they're an auto. And so there goes Mahomes off the board. And so let's see. So we're about three picks away. I definitely want to do wide receiver, running back, wide receiver. But I don't want to reach too far for anybody. So, Henry's looking tempting here. Maybe to make myself feel better, I take him in the 3rd round technically. But okay, there goes Calvin Ridley at the back end of the 2nd. And so we're looking at Henry, Olave, Smith. So there goes Mark Andrews. I'm not sure where to go here. If I'm following my heart and what I said I was going to do, which was big play potential, then because this is best ball. So Henry, we're going to take advantage of all those big Henry days. And now I got to come back around and I got to get me another feller. And so I just don't know if Olave's big play enough for my strategy. And so I might go ahead and get Devonta Smith here. That's what we're going to do. Henry and Devonta Smith. All right. So I don't think anyone's upset with those picks. If this was like a season long, I really wouldn't have went Henry there. Just because I know the history. I know, it's hard to deny what he's done, but I just don't like the situation. I don't like that he's on the last year of the contract, and he's definitely not coming back with the Titans. There's just some factors with Henry that just make me not a believer for this year. I think when he starts with whoever his next team is next year, snap him up year 1 of that team. He's got something to prove. He's going to have that A.J. Brown, oh, you didn't think you needed me or wanted me kind of thing going on. But this year, I just don't feel it with Henry. And then Devonta Smith, he's right there with Brown. It's basically taking A.J. Brown, but you're paying, at least based on this best ball draft, I'm paying half the price that I did for Brown. And so I'll pay half the price for basically the same person. And I really wish old Junebug 1981 would speed up the picks a little bit, but I was slow with the picks too. So I'm guessing Junebug isn't on a podcast at the moment. So Olave, I didn't want Olave there just because not sure about the quarterback play the more I think about it when it comes to New Orleans and Derek Carr. And so Breece Hall, T. Higgins, Metcalf, Keenan Allen, Justin Fields. So we're having our fun quarterbacks come off the board. Justin Fields is a fun best ball play, right? You don't know if you're going to catch that big game, but you're going to catch all of them if it's best ball. And so hopefully he takes that step as a passer. And so I still got a ways to go. I still got 15 picks to go. But we're going to go ahead and start looking and see who might be there. I think for me, who might be there, I think Jerry Jeudy could be there. So I'm going to go ahead and cue him up. I don't think I don't think Gibbs is going to be there. In a great, lovely world, Gibbs would be there, but he's probably not going to be there. But we'll queue him up just to make ourselves feel better. So, wouldn't that be a great 4 or 5 turnaround? Would be Judy and Gibbs, or Gibbs and Judy. I would be all about that, because think about it. Gibbs, following my strategy here, explosive, rookie, but explosive, in a great offense. Going to have some down days, going to have some of that learning that goes on, but going to have plenty of up days. And we're going to get all those. We're going to snap all those up in best ball. I don't like all the people passing on Gibbs. Like, I just don't see what's going on there. I mean, I know, like, people are worried about the timeshare situation, but that offense can support multiple running backs. It really can. I think Jerry Jeudy is the number one option in Denver. Depth chart wise, yes. Jerry Jeudy is the number one option in Denver. But I think of the limited passing game, so much of it's going to go to Jeudy that we could pick up. We could catch a lot there. I like the Drake London pick right there because it's best ball. So we're gonna snap up, Drake London, and eat up those good games and not necessarily have to pay for the bad games, because there's, the passing game isn't going to be fully there, but we're not going to have to pay for it because it's best ball. And so I'm just looking around, seeing who could be there when it's my turn to pick. So I don't think Debo's going to be there. Gibbs is just off the board, so there goes my fantasy of Gibbs. But that was a little bit of a, just a little bit of too happy to see him there. So McLaurin's interesting because of the big play potential there. Snap up some of those big play ones. Who else could we get a hold of here in the 4 or 5 spot? And so JSN could be fun. There could be some big games out of JSN. Like Marquise Brown is a cool pick, but it doesn't follow my strategy, right? Like, I'm talking big play potential, and I just don't see him as like a big play guy. So, I mean, David Montgomery, that's a pretty high ADP for David Montgomery, if you ask me. 75 ADP. That's a little crazy. And so, look, we got someone who was willing to go get Josh Jacobs. Contract be damned. Josh Jacobs going in the 4th round there. So you're starting to see that discount for Josh Jacobs, but you're still paying. You're still 4th round paying for some Josh Jacobs there. So there goes Debo. There goes Christian Watson. That's a good pick. Christian Watson, snap up some of those big plays. Not bad. But so we're about 4 picks out. Jerry Jeudy certainly still available. May not make it to me. There goes Cooper. So Jerry Jeudy is the top wide receiver option available. This guy has 2 wide receivers. The guy after him has 1, and the guy after him has 2. So as far as running back is concerned, I'm a little lost in the running back world. I don't have a lot of Najee Harris stock in my other leagues. So I might get Najee Harris just to kind of mix it up. And, Najee was fine last year, but just not that exciting. So I don't want to go against my strategy of big play here. So that ETN and Cooper are gone. So there goes Jerry Jeudy. So now I'm out my Jerry Jeudy pick here, and it's my turn to go. So what are we going to do? So Hopkins is still there. That could be a fun boom bust, but I got a lot invested already in Tennessee, and I just don't want too much Tennessee investment. So I'm going to go get McLaurin, because me and the doctor are in agreement on Dotson, but let's diversify and get some McLaurin and take advantage of the big stuff. And then do we go Najee? Like, I know I want a running back here, and I just am not seeing anything else besides Cam Akers could be fun. But let's get Najee on the squad. Let's get Najee Harris. All right, there we go. So McLaurin and Najee, and we are halfway through this best ball draft. And so we're halfway through the draft, and we'll just kind of keep cranking away. Hopefully it picks up pace here. But so we have on our squad, we've got Derrick Henry, Najee Harris, JJ, Devonta Smith, and Terry McLaurin. So we're looking pretty set up when it comes to wide receiver and running back as far as like starters are concerned. But now I would say I'm probably going to try to see who I can pick up wide receiver wise, because you can never have too many awesome wide receivers. And maybe I think what you're going to see now is like things, people starting to kind of go all over the place a little bit. We're starting to get into that territory where it's like, I don't know what to do here. If you're someone who isn't really following as well, but if you're someone who's following, if you're someone who is paying attention to the news and paying attention to fantasy and just like being excited about it, then you know exactly what to do. You're not like over here freaking out at the very end. So like Quentin Johnson, that could very well be my next pick. Zay Flowers, that could very much be my next pick. Like those guys are looking good. You know, maybe I go ahead and get Jahan Dotson and I just kind of shore up the entire Washington passing game. I would be okay with that in best ball because now I don't have to guess who's going to do what. I got what I'm going to get. We're going to keep an eye out at quarterbacks. We don't want too many quarterbacks to slip off the board, but Trevor Lawrence is still available. Tua would be a fun best ball. You want to make sure you go ahead and shore that up with a backup. But Tua could be a fun best ball. And then you're getting into, like, I mean, honestly, I would love Anthony Richardson. I would love Deshaun Watson. I don't want to play it too safe. Like, I feel like Jones and Geno and Goff and Carr, as far as best ball is concerned, those guys are going to be kind of playing it safe, and this is best ball, and we're going for big plays here. All of our big tight ends are off the board, so we're probably just going to pick like a super high upside tight end, and you know, not really stress tight end. Kevin and I are in agreement. It's just like F tight end. No one wants to mess with that anyways. But you know, it's a necessary evil these days. So Hawkinson, Deontay Johnson, Brendan Ayuk, and Trevor Lawrence off the board. Not excited about any of those picks, honestly. Like, I feel like those guys passed up on a lot more talent that's available. And they just were like, man, I'm going to take, you know, these names. You know, sometimes people are just taking names. It's just like, I know that name. Let me take it. And it's like, yeah, but what do you know besides that name? Make sure you you could justify why you're taking someone, not just, oh, that's a name. Come on, that's just lazy. And so like someone just took Dameon Pierce. Like, Dameon Pierce is a name from last year. Has that person been doing their homework and being like, oh, well, I feel like Dameon Pierce is going to, you know, be more involved in the game because the Texans aren't going to be scored out of running the ball. Okay, cool. Or did someone just go, I remember that name from last year, take it. David Montgomery. So taking someone just in the sixth round, beginning of the sixth round, someone just took an obvious backup. We know Jahmyr Gibbs is there to be the man, and someone just took an obvious backup in the sixth round when there's plenty of starting top end talent out there. You know, go get someone you're not even like ADP was supposed to get, instead of getting someone like that who is just like kind of a lazy pick. Kyle Pitts, that's a pretty good best ball pick because you're going to be playing those big Kyle Pitts games, kind of like Drake London. Hopefully Kyle Pitts has some big games this year, though they were few and far between and frustratingly so last year. Mike Evans, 6.4, going Mike Evans in a washed-up offense. I just don't like that at all, even for best ball. You had to wait till the end of the year to finally get a Mike Evans game last year, and it was only one or two or whatever. You know, come on. Ugh, just pathetic. So, I mean, I'm 6 picks away, and everyone I just stashed into my queue is ready to go. That's kind of wild to me. So I could get JSN here. I could get, say, Flowers, Quentin Johnson. This is tricky. It's kind of the battle of awesome rookies. Like, what do I do with that? I'm feeling a little froggy here. Feeling a little bit froggy. I don't want to wait too long on my QBs, but I think I'm going to try to get one more round. And if I get Anthony Richardson in the 8th round or Deshaun Watson in the 8th round in a best ball, yeah, hang it up. I'm going to be super excited. Um, I'll be down with that. So there goes Cam Akers. I was thinking about Cam Akers because it's best ball. Goddard, that's fine. All right, someone finally wised up to JSN, but that's okay because I'm going to get Quentin Johnson. Ooh, do I just go ahead and get Quentin Johnson and Zay Flowers? I think I just do that just because I can, because I'm picking back to back and I can, and those two guys are going to light it up. Okay. That would be a little irresponsible of me. Maybe I get Swift. Maybe I get Swift. Because Swift could have some fun. Connors is kind of boring. All right. I think, no, it's best ball. Y'all, it's best ball. Get Quentin Johnson. And then because it's best ball, get Zay Flowers. Take advantage of all the rookie talent. Those two guys are going to light it up this year. It's going to be fantastic, and I'm going to just benefit from that. Heck, they're going to go head-to-head for my best receivers. So we're entering the 7th round. I got my 8 and 9 coming up, and then we'll swing around and catch that 10. And really hoping my quarterbacks are still there. Not a lot of guys ahead of me all have at least one. Okay, so there's right here. This guy's like me over here with 0 quarterbacks. So there's 3 picks. All right, so I'm gonna have to endure 4 picks of people with no quarterbacks. So I'm really worried that I'm not gonna get my guys. But it's possible. So let's go ahead and start looking at like security. Daniel Jones, I would get him. It's best ball. I said boom bust. Aaron Rodgers. Then it starts looking really funky after that. CJ Stroud did not look good in his first outing. So I don't know if I want any of that. So yeah, okay, there goes to and I probably need to start looking at some running backs again. Now it's starting to get a little slimmer these days. Who's big play? Samaje Perine big play. Jarrett McKinnon, we all saw how that went last year. He's pretty big play. Jamal Williams, I mean, last year, good God, last year, right? I mean, he was just ridiculous last year when it came to like eating up touchdowns. That might be an interesting get. I'm gonna go ahead and queue up Jamal Williams because it's best ball. And so Hollywood Brown, Addison, Cole Kmet. All right, let's see. So here's one of those 0 QB guys. Does he steal any of my thunder? Don't do it. If you do it, take someone I didn't want. Oh, Deshaun. Okay, so he took the better of the 2 options as far as like what I think is going to happen this year. But I don't know if we'll survive these other 0 QB folks. But because we got zippy 13 at the 7-12 and the 8-1. Zippy 13 might be my downfall, with it probably at least taking Anthony Richardson away from me, unless he doesn't care for the rookie. I hope he hates rookies. Come on, Zippy. You don't want rookies. He hates rookies. He took Dotson from me. I was really hoping Jahan Dotson would still be there. But I gotta quit taking receivers. I get too hyped for receivers. All right, what's he gonna do? If I can survive Zippy 13, you don't want to do it, Zippy. You don't want it. I'm just telling you right now. I know I want it, but I'm telling you don't want it, Zippy. Oh, he's making me wait for it too. This guy's a jerk. Come on. 2. Oh, what? He took Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett over a lot. Oh man! All right, Zippy. No respect for Zippy. That was a little silly. Okay, all that for Kenny Pickett. Jeez, dude. That was a stress pick? What a stress pick? Oh, there goes Anthony Richardson. I was so worried about Zippy. I forgot about Anthony Richardson maybe going to the next guy, but I didn't think the next guy would take him. Okay. So our exciting quarterback options are not here. So what do we do now? Maybe we get Bryce Young. We play that card. I think Daniel Jones is exciting. Not as exciting, but he had nice games last year. He had big games last year. So I think if it comes down to it, I might go ahead and snag Daniel Jones. And then, as far as all availability is concerned, George Pickens is there, but I gotta quit looking at receivers. Elijah Moore in Cleveland is there. I don't want Sutton. I don't want Odell. Jameson Williams, I think later in the draft, I would be curious about Jameson Williams, but not right now. Brian Robinson, that is a grinder. Then a grinder who needs to grind out yards and carries does not belong in best ball. You don't want that on your squad. What are we going to do? Zach Charbonnet, who could end up being, the starter in Seattle. Maybe we go that route, but it looks like we could wait on that a little bit. Who else do we got here? Big play. Remember, the strategy is big play. Taysom Hill is always an option. So there goes Pacheco, Dobbs. Elijah Moore is no longer an option for me. That sucks. MVS. MVS is interesting, but Cousins, Prescott, Smith, Jones, Rodgers, Goff. I'm going to get Daniel Jones. I'm going to go ahead and draft Daniel Jones. All right. And then do I get – don't want White. Don't touch Kadarius Toney ever. Let's get – P-Run. All right. Samaji's on the team. Why not, right? All right. So 8 and 9. We got one more pick to go here on camera. And honestly, it's Sunday. And I'm feeling why it took so long to fill up this draft. I'm ready to put it on auto. I did my best here. So I'm probably going to go auto once I get off here with y'all. And so we're waiting on that last pick. So my 10th pick of the draft, what the heck am I going to do? That's a great question. So as far as my squad is concerned, so we got Daniel Jones, Derrick Henry, Najee Harris, P-Run, Jefferson, Smith, McLaurin, Johnson, Flowers. Good God. I just love looking at that lineup. I can't not look at that lineup. Maybe we snag a tight end. You know me and tight ends. Chiggy's fun. Juwan Johnson has some potential there. Just don't really necessarily trust the New Orleans offense so much. Njoku could be an all right pick. You know what? If Freiermuth is there, I have no Freiermuth stock in any of my leagues, to be honest with you. I have no Freiermuth stock at all. And so I want to expose myself to Pat Freiermuth. How does that sound? That sounds spot on, right? Like, doesn't have any other connotations. Okay, so because I don't have a lot of exposure to him, I'm going to expose myself to Pat Freiermuth personally with this next pick if he's there, because he's worthy of exposure. And so I know I don't believe in Kenny Pickett, but I like Pat Freiermuth. Dalton Kincaid is there. So as far as boom bust is concerned, maybe I am. Maybe I am already doubting my exposing myself to Pat Freiermuth, but who knows? Who knows? Also, I wouldn't mind getting Jared Goff. I know I said he was like a safe pick, but maybe to get Jared Goff. But I have Jared Goff in my other league, so I want to kind of switch it up. I'm all about like spreading it out. Some people want to like pick almost the same team so they can like not have too many conflicts on Sunday. I like spreading it out. To me, fantasy football is about fun. It's not about winning money. It's not about winning championships. It's really just about having fun, having something to root for. And if I got a lot of exposure to a lot of different players on a lot of different teams, I can usually celebrate something all day long. So even if my team loses, I'm still having that live touchdown moment, you know, where you're listening or you're watching and your guy scores. That's the best feeling to me. And all I'm chasing is that feeling right there. So anyways, if I can just get that feeling, then I'll be square. I'll be squared away. Ooh, nice pick with Rashee Rice. I like Rashee Rice. And that makes me think, who are some other, you know, because it's best ball in regular leagues, year-long standard leagues, KC's offense is so hard to predict, right? Well, in best ball, you get to have the best of the KC offense whenever it happens. So in that same vein, like I could put MVS on my squad and I can get his best game. I could put DJ Chark, big play. Big play. DJ Chark, big play guy. That's someone you could have on your squad. Oh, I can't expose myself to Pat Freiermuth anymore. Y'all suck. I really wanted to expose myself to him. Rashid Shaheed, big play. You know, now we're sitting here. We're sitting on these big play guys, aren't we? Khalil Shakir, big play. I like what we got, what we're looking at now these days. Yeah, there's a lot of big play sitting here. So, you know, this could be fun. Maybe I do stick around after we finish up, but maybe not. Maybe not. Whew. Like it starts getting Greg Dortch. It starts getting pretty ratty here at the bottom there. So my my promised 10th pick has come off the board. So what am I gonna do? Dalton Kincaid too. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and snap up a tight end. Okay, y'all get to see my 10th and 11th pick because they're back to back. I'm gonna go ahead and snap up a tight end. I think I'm going to snap up Chig and get his best day. And man, probably go ahead and get Bryce Young. But do I really? There's thousands of dollars on the line here. I mean, you got to think about it a little bit. Maybe I get Kirk Cousins' best day. Who's going to have more best days, Kirk Cousins or Jared Goff? I got my boy. Okay. We're going Chiggy, and then we're going Kirk Cousins because it's best ball, and we're going for boom bust. So, Chiggy, welcome to the team. We love you. And Kirk Cousins, with your chain and your weird dad dances and your kids, welcome to the team. All right. We're going on autopilot. Let me uncue the. Do I uncue? Let me uncue. I'm going to uncue because I don't really. We're going on autopilot. All right, we're on autopilot there. Okay, so hey y'all, that's my best ball draft. We had a pretty good squad there. You got to witness it all. Hopefully, you learned a little something and saw some valuations and maybe even learned about best ball just in general. But either way, we had some fun, right? So, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for enjoying this. Make sure when you're doing your things out there in the worlds of YouTubes and all your socials, it's a loud world. The internet's a loud place. But make sure when you're out there, you find Fifth Quarter Fantasy Cast and you live, laugh, love, like, and subscribe. Fifth Quarter Fantasy Cast. There's my hand. See you next time.
Space between the song of birds
Girlfriend, just the word.